Hey, how's it? What's up, friends? Oh, sorry. Getting you with the mic there. But, hey, welcome to office hours for Korean natural farming. Um, for June 4th. It's June already. Oh my gosh, the year, it's halfway over, or halfway started, or however you look at it. Maybe it's just June. Um, so June 4th, 2023, getting 9 a.m. Hawaiian time. You're here. Amazing. Did you know it's 9 a.m. in Hawaii? And you're here live. Amazing. Cool. All right, so let's, before I get too ridiculous here, let's go into some higher wisdom, because at least we'll get centered that way. So today is before completion. And it says the transition from chaos to order depends upon your achieving true inner calm. The image of this the image of this hexagram is that of spring, a time when darkness and decay of winter are about to give light and give way to the light and plenty of summer. That's fitting. The transition is not yet complete. Here it depends on you strengthening your clarity, calm, and conscientiousness. Wei Qi often comes as an indication that we have not yet achieved genuine inner equanimity. As long as we respond to outer pressures with our egos by worrying, desiring, becoming aggressive, we cannot attain successful repose. The I Ching reminds us now to abandon the hysterics of the ego in favor of acceptance, modesty, and inner balance. Wei Qi denotes a time of great responsibility. In a very real sense, it can be said that the state of the world depends upon your thoughts and actions. The external world will only come into order if the inner world has done so. Therefore, seek now to correct whatever in yourself is at odds with the principles of the sage. Quiet your ego, make humility and acceptance your primary goals, and move forward like a fox walking on ice. Cautiously, deliberately, and gently. By persevering in what is true and good, you build the foundation upon which good fortune can come to rest. Yeah, what could be better? So, get that inner calm as summer's approaching, right? I'll move this closer. I feel like I'm too far away. And I got my light over here. Woo! Yeah. So, you know, summer's coming, and we got people coming in from all over the world today, bringing that inner balance. What's up, New York? Goofman in the house, and Oklahoma. Tyler out there. What's up, man? Good to see you. I did jump on the Facebook the other day, even though I don't usually do that, but I was dealing with some spam issues in the Korean natural farming group, which it was kind of gross. People were posting some pornographic stuff there, and it was pretty lewd. Who the heck clicks on that? Who the heck's like, yeah, cool, I want to see whatever the heck they're showing? Like, I mean, the spammers are part of the problem, but the other problem is the people that click on that. You know, like, oh. Anyway, I figured it out, and I made it so now you can no longer share posts that have been shared elsewhere, which was the only way to eliminate that. So by restricting our freedoms and ruining it for everyone that was good of this nice feature, I now got rid of most of the spam there. So rejoice, rejoice. Oh, the biggest Korean natural farming group in the entire world, the Facebook Korean natural farming group, built on probably the world's worst platform with the most mining your data and taking your soul and your terms of service that you agree to, where they just, you can't even post things about freedom on there, or things that are sensible, like experimental things that they forced everyone to take, things that might have been a little rushed, and then they gave it to everyone and it didn't even stop transmission. You might know what I'm talking about, you might not, but you know where I stand. That's why I'm off that platform. Not only did I get banned, I left when they banned me, because I was like, I'm out of here. And yeah, maybe the porn is a weapon. It steals your life force. It steals your soul. I did a little bit of research one time into Pornhub. Who's behind this? Why is it free? Why is it so easy to find? And not that any kids should look that up, or I'm not trying to spread this, but it's by like Brain Trust or something. So I have this idea that part of the men, when they spill, looking at that stuff, it somehow siphons your energy and siphons your mind and siphons everything. And they're like using this as the dark wickedness. Because otherwise, why would it be so free, right? There's not even ads. And not that I know, but, so luckily I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't need that anymore, ever. Don't even ever want to look at that stuff. But yeah, siphoning your mind, stealing your stuff, taking everything away from you, just wild. But time to return back to balance, return back to natural farming, return back to the solutions. Because also last night, I watched the Great Awakening video put out by the High Wire, Del Bigtree. So if you're into like finding out more about, what is that? I don't even know what I want to call it. My nose is itchy. I can't even think of something good. But people that are for medical freedom, freedom in general, watch that. But then I was like, they just talked about communism and like how communism is taken over. And it's like, it's definitely true, but it's for a reason. It's because we're kind of destroying the whole earth, and we need population management. We need global management, unless we all take individual responsibility and start natural farming, start production, start getting the soil better, start getting the water better, the air better, the earth, the food, the animals, society, families. And I was kind of disappointed with the whole movie, because I was like, and they just said, yeah, this is the problem, run for political office on a local level. That's what I did in 2008. I ran for state house representatives on a platform where I wrote where everyone could put the legislation in and vote on it, and have like democracy, but a true representative republic. But ended up campaigning and going out, meeting the people, and understanding that really we need better food. We need more opportunities. We need people to understand that what they have right at their feet, right in their hands, is everything they need to be prosperous. Like, that's why natural farming is so amazing, because not only do you get free food and food sovereignty, you also get fertilizer sovereignty and fertility sovereignty. And that is the most important, because, it's like the next level of understanding what you need to do as a responsible human being is you need to have fertilizer sustainability. It's one thing to be like, yeah, we need sustainable food. Where's your fertilizer coming from? If you can't create fertility with a bucket and water and some dirt and a few other rotting plants, then you don't have sovereignty. And then you can always get better from there, right? The sugar, the Master Cho methods, making IMOs, calciums, all these other things. But you need the basics, right? The basics. And we need to practice that. We need to share that. We need to promulgate that. We need to spread that if there is any hope. How are you going to have a revolution? How are you going to stand up to the globalists that are delivering shirts and hats and headphones and microphones and computers and cameras to us? Oh, the bad, evil globalists, that they're actually pretty cool. But how are you going to stand up to them in actually maintain your sovereignty if you're not feeding yourself, if you don't have fertile soil that you can grow food, or you can trade with people who do? And not that everyone has to be a farmer. We all need all these other things, but getting, if you're relying on them to have your fertilizer delivered to you, or your food delivered to you, and you're like, screw the man. It's like, no, you, we, us, me, you. We need to feed ourselves. How are you going to raise an army if you can't feed it? right? How are you going to have a revolution? How are you going to, peacefully tell someone else that, hey, you need to stand down, we're going? You need food first, water first, right? Air, and then freedom comes from those things, right? Money, prosperity, good families, all these things. Yeah, what's up? Thanks for the, and also money comes from super chats, and then, that's awesome too. Thank you. But that's really what we need. We really, that's the solution. What is the solution? The solution is almost, in a certain sense, I was mentioning to my wife yesterday, it's like ultimate freedom is actually complete slavery. In a weird sense, I'm not saying but it's voluntary, right? I'm free because every day I go and I feed my animals. Every day I go milk my cow now, right? Every day I go and I take care of the farm. And so by actually like changing what I'm doing to being like caring for the earth, I'm actually reaching complete freedom and sovereignty, as long as, I also have my Second Amendment things, and to give people lead poisoning if they disagree with what I'm saying and they come and to harm me, then, then I have that. And then that actually is like, I'm pretty much, not to say like, but like that is the truth. That's the solution we're looking for. That's what we're really going for. At least that's what I'm going for. I don't know what you're going for. If you're for communism, for someone else to do something for you. One thing I want to bring up about communism is people are like, we need free healthcare. But you always think like, because I want to receive the free healthcare, right? Do you ever put yourself on the other side and say, well, I just want to continually give healthcare to people. I just always want to like, have people come to me that are super sick and give them healthcare and have them not give me anything back. Healthcare is pretty expensive, pretty expensive. And how are you going to, I never think, I always hear when people say, oh, we need free education, we need free this, we need free that. We need free freedom. Freedom ain't free. None of those things are free. And so if you're willing to put yourself on the other side of the communist argument to be like, I want to work super hard and then have the state take everything from me and then redistribute it how they see fit, then be a communist. Because if you're not willing to work for everything you have and give it away to the state and have them redistribute it, then you're probably a capitalist. And you probably want to have people, and what I'm saying is to be an ecological capitalist, right? So again, getting back to me running for office, I ran again in 2016. I ran for mayor of Hawaii County, which was pretty fun. I just like being behind the curtain and talking with the people and seeing what the politicians are really like. And if you really want to get access to the politicians, you got to run for office, because then you sit at the forums and debates with them, and you can actually talk story, and they'll say hi to you, and you can actually talk to them. But I ran on a platform of ecology and economy, right? Because those things are two in the same, right? We need ecology. If we don't have ecology, we're doomed, right? You kill what we're living on, what we're eating on, what the whole cycle of nature. You kill that, we're doomed. And you got to have an economy, right? You got to be able to goods and service trade and have prosperity and have actual not sustainable growth, regenerative growth. Whoa, I should do that. .com. Because then now you're regenerating as you're growing. You're not just sustaining and mining away. You're actually regenerating, right? So this is these are the truth. These are the things. That's why when I ran for mayor and and state house representatives, and I understood what do the people really need? Like, it's only when you go door to door and you knock on people's door and you try and get them to vote for you to be like, their overlord. Do you really understand what they really need? And what they really need, what we all really need: family, food, housing, environment. And all those things come from Korean natural farming. From as simple as rotting some potatoes in a bucket with salt and soil. It all starts there. It all starts with the microbes. If the microbes, this is like the same thing of the inner balance, this thing, like if you can't bring the small into balance, how the heck are you going to bring the big into balance, right? The whole world, the chaos of the world, right? How are you going to bring it into balance, order, prosperity? Got to start with the smallest things. You got to start with these little things. and bring them to life, bring the soil there, and then maybe you're worthy of having sovereignty yourself. But until you do that, you're going to have to let someone else do it for you. And, so you can hate on the globalists all you want, but I appreciate the heck out of them. I mean, look at everything around me you see is from the globalists, right? Besides maybe the food that we grow right here and, but like the printer paper over there, the printer, the calendar, this mic, this windscreen, everything. I mean, they've really helped me get this message to the world, right? It's awesome, but we do need to shift. We do need to understand that growth is not infinite, that if we've depleted half of the resources, we don't have twice as much time. We only have one more doubling period left. The exponential theory, like that's the most understanding you got to have. I also felt with like the Great Awakening video, they were like, yeah, we want to go back to just growing and why are you taking your freedom away? And why are you making us communist? And why are you limiting our resources? It's because we're in the last doubling period. It's because you don't understand, like those folks don't understand the exponential theory, right? If they understand the exponential theory and it's like, okay, at what point do you conserve, right? This is what I've been talking to people about lately, right? If every time growth is exponential, it's going to double, right? And how many years it takes is typically 7% growth is what we're aiming for. That's about doubling every 10 years or so. Okay. It's not actually, or so it doubles every 10 years. So if you take the thing and you say, okay, well, if we're going to have 100% of our resources gone, let's go back 10 years. Now 50% are gone. Let's go back 10 years. 25% are gone. Let's go back 10 years. 12.5% are gone. Let's go back 10 years. 6.5% are gone. Let's go back 10 years and, or 6.125 and then ad infinitum, right? I'm starting to do mental math that I'm obviously I can't do percentages and things very quickly in my own head because I'm a product of a millennial. But actually I'm not, I'm just before millennials. But so if you say, okay, well, we got 25% of our resources gone. That means you only have 20 years if you're growing at 7% growth rate. That's a pretty modest growth rate. And you only have 20 years before you're 100% gone. So if we look at the fish in the ocean, we say, well, there's only 25% of the fish gone. Well, we have infinite time. No, you got 20 years to deal with it before the fish are all gone, right? This is kind of the Greta Thunberg where they're like putting Greta down to be like, well, Greta doesn't know what she's talking about. Time to panic. It almost is. It's not. It's actually time to inoculate, time to get your soils together, time to get off these systems, time to be sovereign yourself. But the 25% gone, you got 20 years, right? 50% gone, you only got 10 years. And that's just wham. And during that 10 years, you're accelerating towards the wall. And you can say, oh, well, let's conserve. But conservation is linear, right? Regeneration and consumption are exponential, right? Conservation is only linear. And so you're in an exponential function of increasing. So you need to regenerate and switch that function from consumption to be exponential to being regeneration, which is also exponential. Conservation is only linear. So don't conserve at all. In fact, take everything you can and put it into regenerative solutions so that you can become exponential and to somewhat mitigate this thing we're in. So anyway, big rant on that. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're going to subscribe and share this with your friends, because this is the true, like, I always feel like this is the true message, right? Here's all these people, they're out there like JP Sears. I have a one-to-one connection. People I know JP, right? And it's like, man, if he could sit down and watch this, if Del Bigtree could sit down and watch this, if they could understand Korean natural farming, and it's not Korean natural farming, it's microorganism, regenerative, true agriculture that puts the power back into the people. And then if the people can humble themselves enough to go and just regenerate their yard, regenerate the creek nearby, put sprayers in their car and start spraying, we can actually sustain a fair amount of what we're doing today. And in that last doubling period, really enjoy, but also start to regenerate at that same exponential level, right? So bringing these solutions, getting the true answers, it's like, yeah, communism is like one thing, but that's just an ideology, and it's actually what we deserve. You can't fight communism. It's just an ideology. You can't fight an ideology. You're like, communism, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. No, you gotta actually give better ideologies to people. Why do people want communism, because they want their parents to take care of them. They want the state to take care of them. They don't think that, well, actually, I got to be doing this. I got to be the one giving free. The communist revolution in China, where they just took everything from the countryside, not everything, but they would take, and they wouldn't give them as much meal rations as they would give the people in the city. And the people in the city then, and it led to extreme famine, 80 million people dying. Same with the Russian Revolution. They thought, they were all like, yeah, let's do this. We're people. We're strong men. We can all work together. But actually keeping what you earn and then you distributing it the way you want without gross capitalism, without financial predatory usury where they make loans and keep loans. And like, you got to understand there's a difference between industrial capital and financial capital too. You also have to understand those ideologies. Financial capital is gross. It always grows. It doesn't decay. It gets just massive. It leads to massive wealth inequality. Whereas industrial capital means like I build a factory, but then the factory decays. The machines break down. And that type of capital actually produces widgets and things. And that's good capitalism. Whereas financial capital, I make a loan to you and then you owe me back more money. And then I make more loans and I get more money owed back to me. And the usury, the financial capital is the one that you want to, bring down Wall Street and the bankers, because they're parasites on you of just more money equals more money equals more money. It never decays, right? Versus the industrial capitalists that build a factory, it benefits the people and then it decays. You can get rich to a degree, but you can't get so rich because your stuff falls apart. You die, right? You can't pass that factory on to your kids. So industrial versus financial capitalism, like industrial capitalism, awesome. Real capitalism where I give you a cow and you, enrich your pasture and then I get a cow back, like loans like that versus like loans where you're saying, I'm gonna give you this money and then you give me the money back and the money and the money. And it just goes ad infinitum to like the moon of like, whoever makes the first loan makes the most money, like that stuff is wicked, right? But the other one, so you got to understand the difference between these. So anyway, hopefully I'm downloading you on this, that you can go out, make solutions, contact the right people, get this message out, share it to whoever you feel needs this, because I don't know, I watch these things and I'm just like, they need the real solution. The real solution is just a bucket with potatoes and salt and dirt. I mean, it literally like, and then there's more, there's better stuff. But if everyone just started doing the disgustingly cheap microbe recipe, I mean, it's the most like, and understood exponential theory, understood money, how it the difference between industrial and financial capital, and understood just this solution and understood how you and me can make a huge difference. Like just spreading it around, get in your car, put a little sprayer on there, just spray your neighborhood, just spray your yard. Just drench it. You don't even need a sprayer. Just drench it, right? If you understand that, how big of an impact we can all make and what we can all do, this is it. And I think of it here. I'm like, as I'm saying this, I'm like, man, I also got to do this, and I really do. I do. I mean, here I am. I'm spreading and I'm promulgating. I'm talking, but also just it's just me. The rest, it's like change yourself inside, just like the I Ching said. We're on the cusp of it. It's about to turn from winter, dark, to summer and light, because it's an internal revolution. It's a change within myself, right? If I start spraying and I start doing this, and I do, but if I do it more the way I tell you to do it every day, it's like every Sunday, it's like, man, this will be good. So anyway, hope that was useful to you. It's great to see you guys tuning in from all over the world. We got Germany in the house, Tanzania, New York, New Zealand. And this is the thing about this channel and what I do each week, is that we actually have a global network of people. Like if you start going out and you start being that revolutionary around the world, we can literally change the whole world, the whole climate change thing into fertility, into regenerative, into abundance, into amazing food and fruits and everything. And we don't have to worry about, the environment going to shit. Like we know how to fix it. We know how to poop in the right place and to regenerate it, right? And we can tolerate a whole bunch of people that don't know how to do this, as long as we're all out there organizing, talking to people, spreading this, doing it, right? Action, not thoughts and action, right? Both those things of doing it. And here you are, you're connected to everyone around the world. Like you are in a super elite, awesome group of people that actually give a crap about tuning into this each Sunday to be like, it's not like you tune in each Sunday, but like you get it, you get the downloads, be empowered, go out, change the world. Like we all can do it. And that's what every time I come over here and I'm like, yeah, like look how pumped I am today. I'm talking for like a freaking almost a half hour on just like life and promotion and the whole ideology. It's like, sure, it's simple solutions. Sure, you can grow better, like, flowers, or you can grow better stuff. But this is the technology that everyone's looking for. This is the tech that is freedom, that is true sovereignty, that is like you can grow because it's food and fertilizer. Those are the most basics. And then you grow better trees, which then equal better lumber for better structures. And it's regenerative. Like, we still need mining and mechanicals and gas and that kind of stuff. But it's like, these are the basics, houses made out of wood still to these days. It's, timber framed, almost all houses, dimensional lumber thrown up. It's like, what if we could grow better trees? What if we went out to the forests and we could grow these things better? Like with just simple tech, like this is the sovereignty that I'm talking about. It also makes sense to, partner with each other, do this, make things here, so anyway, I'm just scrolling through here, teach kids about this. Yeah. Education, let the food be our medicine. Yes. Soil drenching JMS while listening. Jared, you are next level, bro. I wish I could be doing that. And while I'm streaming this, but I really, have to take the hour out of my day to come in here. And then I also enjoy Sundays because then I'll watch YouTube. I watch like Long Island Audit, and I watch all these other like First Amendment auditors and all these things. So got a question here from Beagle Z. Is making disgustingly cheap micros from IMO 4 beneficial? Sure. Is it as good? No, you're better off to make an IMO T. Just putting IMO 4 with potatoes, water, and salt is not as effective as if I took maintenance solution, which is food, medicine, cleanser, and structure, put that into the water, and then put the IMO 4 in and then bubble it. You don't want to bubble just the disgustingly cheap microbes, the JMS, where you just put dirt and the potato and the salt. Bubbling that's not going to help you, but putting IMO 4 into a container with the richer, better nutrients and then bubbling that is going to make a liquid IMO, which is much more effective for you. And then is it better to just top dress a small bed? If you have IMO 4, top dressing a small bed, I would say, is a better technique than trying to go liquid and trying to do it this way. When I advocate for liquid IMO, it's when you're taking a small amount of IMO and you want to do large acreage. You want to do large bits of land. Then make liquid IMO from it. If you just got a little bit of IMO and a little bit of land, you're better off to top dress with it. And then, of course, come in with the soil drench solution right after that, which is basically the maintenance solution and a few others. And soil drench that in and water it so it has the foods. The foods will then, and when I say foods, I'm talking about KNF food, but also cleanser, medicine, structure, fuel, reproduction, all this, the foods, they go down, and then the microbes that are on the surface will chase it down in, and they will penetrate into your soil. And so you're much better off to top dress with a bunch of them if you have the volume to do that. I would say that's a much better. And then Goofman agrees. IMO is best as a top dress. Yes, absolutely. Goofman, you are awesome. And there was somewhat of a question here. I don't know. At least, Benjamin was saying, hey, Dr. Drake. I'm about to start building a chicken coop for 40 to 50 laying hens and a rooster. Where can I find the dimensions or plans for the KNF coop? And then Mark correctly said that 50 birds should have 4 roosters for a good social order. That's absolutely correct. You want to have a rooster per every 12 hens approximately, and that'll maintain the best social order for that. But where can you find the plans? It's funny. Maybe that's part of the reason we're not as effective at what we're doing. It's because I'm somewhat disorganized, but why not go over here and why not somebody help me organize? I don't know. But here, or, organize yourself. Like I always look, it's like the Buddha talked, and then as one of his chela, his students actually wrote the sutras or whatever it was, the mantras or, so if you hear me talking, write these books, make these things, I'm writing books from what I heard from Master Cho. What you write books from what you hear from me, organize this stuff, make it better than I can. Then that's awesome. But here, let's go to naturalfarminghawaii.net. It's probably one of the reasons I run multiple websites, but, and then go to chickens. And then, so from livestock up here, chickens, here you can find out the chicken dimensions on these things. You can actually go watch the whole poultry thing there. And then, where's the blueprints? They're not here. I thought I had it. Well, that's probably one of the problems is I'm not that organized. I'm trying to work on that, but there's lots here. You just got to dig around. It's like, it's like nature. It's like anything. What are the dimensions for the thing, though? What else is another good resource is YouTube. And then go to the Hubble bubble. And are you going to actually find one? No. Then another resource is just click on the thing below my channel. And I'm just going to go to it this way. Go to my channel and then search it and search for the Hubble bubble. And here's one. Here, there's actually two of these things. And you can see it's not necessarily the dimensions itself, but you can look at what we did to build it if you're looking for exact plans. But here we are, building one from scratch. So if you just watch this video and take notes, even little kids are building this. Look at that. And here's us framing out the walls. This is just simple building from dimensional lumber. One concept. Liz Cannon, actually. And Mike Hubble, I just saw him. The inventors of this. And this one looks like it's actually a little bit bigger. But we all came together as a group to build this. Mike DuPont, legendary natural farmer there. And then there's Mike Hubble here. Getting to him. Turns out we talked a lot more than building it. Because, that's what happens when you do a community project. But there it is, pretty much in its entirety. There's a roof that's put over this as well. But just built it from dimensional lumber. There's all designed so that the 4-foot chicken wire goes over it. It's tacked on, stapled on. If you're going to do 50 chickens, I have basically a 12 by 24 by 16 pen, and I run, and that's great for them. It's probably a little bit too big, but you basically want to give each chicken 2 square feet. So you can figure that out of just mathematics, or you could ask ChatGPT if you don't want to think for yourself. Barataria. I don't know what that is. Okay, so anyway, sorry, a lot of stuff to not even answer your question. I just talked a lot and showed you a few resources, but I said, think for yourself and or ask ChatGPT and have it think for you. But okay. Beagle Zoo, I don't know before, okay. Yeah, the liquid active aerated compost tea. Liquid IMO. Okay, you guys are talking about that still. Just built a Vortex brewer today. Awesome. Vortex brewer is probably one of the best ways to brew small batches of IMOs. And then you can also, once you've brewed it, you have a concentrate of like 5 gallons. Mine's a 5-gallon Vortex brewer. Then that can be diluted to like 50 to 100 to 200 gallons, right? You can dilute it a whole bunch after you've brewed it and made a really nice thing. Okay. So anyway, I just need liquid IMOs. Get liquid IMOs. That's what you guys are talking about. DJI Ag Drone. Someone was talking about that the other day when I was in Kona, and they were saying Yeah, we should get an ag drone. I guess they're like $20,000, but hey, we should start a little thing and then make a DJI Ag Drone. Let's look those up and see. DJI Ag Drone. I just want to see what you're talking about. And look at these things, man. In Agris, 26,000. What? It must be good. This is the T40. It's probably the better one, huh? Let's just go to DLSL. Let's just go here and see what they got. Click on one of these shopping products. It can fly with 50 kilos of spraying payload. Hey, that's pretty epic. That could be some great IMOs to get out there. And, look how big it is. It takes up, either that or it's a really small truck. But this thing, hey, this would be fun to do with IMOs and to do.
Fertilizer per hour covers multiple scenarios, fulfills all your needs. Coaxial twin rotor.
I learned not to watch too much YouTube while I'm streaming it, because then they'll steal my money. Not that I get very much money, but then it's demonetized, and then it's just like, oh my gosh. But that thing looks awesome. Like, where were we? We're on this thing where it can do, get away. It can do seeds, fertilizers, feed. It can also do microbes. I'll just have you know, DJI, you're back in the 40s advertising these things. It can actually spread microbes. And yeah, the T40. All right, well, maybe we'll start a GoFundMe to get me one of these things. We'll see who wants to help. Who wants to help Dr. Drake get in a thing? Because then once I get this, maybe they'll sponsor me, and then I can advertise it for them and help more people get these things and change the world and help them with their ESG credits and environmental social governance. Yeah, right. Because then they can spread more actual solutions to the land, and I can just sit here in the office while I'm doing the office hour. I can be spreading IMOs. My whole neighborhood will just be like taking off, and all this stuff will just be amazing if I get one of these, huh? I'll make a quick little video. Maybe I'll start a GoFundMe and do this, because we'll see. Can I really raise, what is it, 30 grand for this thing? $26,000. Oh my gosh. That's their price. What's my price, though? My price, I want it to be free. I just want communism. Oh, wait, no. Because then it's actually not free. It probably costs a heck of a lot more. You ever notice how much more the state costs when it does things? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, fly this thing at dirt, just KNF, spray the world. Maybe this is how we're going to fix it. Maybe we're going to go with full tech, full AI, and it just loads and it lands and it sucks up all the JMS, and then it flies and just sprays it, saves the world, gets rid of all the invasive species, because the Earth's so rich, the invasive species aren't necessary. We change the fungus, right? Maybe I'll just take this and put this in the GoFundMe and be like, I need this ag drone, guys. No, but how cool would it be? I mean, and if I had it, I'm sort of like an influencer, although I'm not. That means I'm not allowed in Hana, Maui. Influencers are not allowed in Hana, Maui. I'll just have you know. So I can't go to Hana. But man, that would be cool. And then it would be so cool to show this and we'd be like, look, hey guys, hey YouTube, I'm saving the world today with this drone as I sit here and eat potato chips now that are made from potatoes that I grew and corn or seed oil, not seed oil. What you call that I made, right? Macnut oil that I fried these potato chips in, right? I'm healthy. I'm regenerative. Look at me, guys. I'm regenerative. Oh my gosh. The influencer, the whole business of it, the whole thing. It's like, come on, actually, if you're giving good stuff to people, hey, that's cool. But if you're just being like, look how cool I am, it's like, oh man, yeah, an IMO-inator. There you go. That's we'll see if we can do that and bring that into the thing, the ag drones. Okay, I'm good. I'm glad I read the comments. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate everything. And then I like this, the cow coin. That's a sweet one. I was thinking, yeah, if you make money, it's actually that's if you haven't listened to my older episodes, I talked about the piggy bank, and that's where you get the idea of the piggy bank, because when you're agriculturally prosperous, you put all your stuff into pigs, you save your money in the pigs, and then that's why you have to crack the piggy bank to get the money out, because you have to kill the pig to get the calories out, right? And so it's this classic old meme in our heads of like the piggy bank and like, a lot of even kings or khan comes from cow, and these people that use livestock to build the original riches of the old world. And today we just fiat and just it's all with guns and pew pews that keep you in order. But back in the day, it was all done with animals. Animals are what truly gives you richness and prosperity, and they're regenerative, and they you do them correctly with Korean natural farming. They're not creating pollution. They're actually creating, fertilizers, better IMOs than you can make, all these things, right? So anyway, it's great. It's great to see this, get some liquid IMO going. And Mark is mentioning here in the comments, when he was here at my class, he enjoyed spraying IMOs at the window of my truck on the way to Hilo. It made him connect with something bigger. And yeah, what could be better? And Mark, thanks for mentioning that, because may as well take a little ad break from my own ads. And I do have classes listed. Mark was here. Where are you, Mark? Are you in one of these pictures? I don't have a picture of Mark up here. I got to get a picture of Mark. He came right in 2020, in January, right before we had to end the mandates and all that ridiculous stuff that happened, where they tried to make us take experimental jabs for a thing that had a 99.9% survival rate. Here's February 2020. How did I miss January 2020? I don't know. Anyway, you didn't get listed. February 2020. No, you are in there, aren't you, Mark? Maybe it's February. Are you in there? Let's see. Are you in there? Is Mark in there? I don't see Mark. I think you came in January. I'm pretty sure you came in January. I did 2 that year. But this year, I'm also doing 2. Or at the end of the year, I'm doing 1 in November and then 1 in January. So if you're thinking about coming, now's your chance. You can come. You can spray IMOs out the window as we drive to Hilo and have the same experience Mark had, which was just awesome. I really enjoyed him, and all the folks that come through. It's so funny. Yeah. So let's see. So it says a question here from Bing. Is this? Hopefully it's not Bing chat. Bing. And it says, does becoming an input vendor, well, first off, input vendor is the wrong terminology. You should be a solutions vendor, kind of violate some ethical aspect of KNF. Absolutely not. Go sell this stuff. Go do it. The thing is, I recommend when you sell it, you also put the label on there of how I made it. And you can make this for 1/4 the cost at home by yourself, but sell it for them for 4 times more than it costs you to make it, and sell it to them, because if they're too lazy to make it, your time is their money, right? You make it, you sell it to them. There's nothing against selling the stuff. People that are like, oh, you can't commoditize natural farming. Oh, they're selling classes. Oh, they're just in it for the money. Cry me a frickin' river, bro. Like, sell the stuff, make it. Like, gouge people. Fucking take as much money as you can, man. It's like, look, you need this stuff. It's gonna, in the end, using this, it's actually gonna save them money. It's actually, you're like even my classes, like I list them, they're pretty expensive. Why do I put them that expensive? Because you're gonna save this much money. You're gonna become such a more better human being. It's worth it. You gotta value yourself properly. Sell the stuff, the solutions, everything. Like, if I just sold it for cheap, first off, it stresses the hell out of me. It's so hard to do a class. Making inputs is so much work. Selling it for what it's worth, it's like it's going to perform better than any other fertilizer you've ever had. It's gonna grow amazing plants. Like the myth of commodification of like, well, they're just in it for the money. It's like, cry me a river, get lost, people. If you don't like it, do it better yourself, and you can. Here is the information. It's free. You don't like it, then do it yourself. But if time, energy, you save them, bro, sell that stuff. Sell it to your friends. Just be honest about how you're making it. If you're cutting corners, don't cut corners, but sell this stuff. It's the best quality stuff. Get it out there. People need this stuff. If there's more access to it, more people will do it. People are like, it's like, the biggest headache to KNF is like, I gotta make it myself. I ain't doing that. I don't have time for that. It's like, bro, it takes 1 day a year to do all this, a week out of your year. Like, and you have infinite fertilizer from a week that cuts your cost like by 10 times from what you're doing already. Or I don't have time. It's like, come on, bro. You know, you don't have the right priorities. Everyone has the same amount of time. And it's like, you know, prioritize, hire someone to do it. Send that person to my class. I'll teach them the best how to do it. Hire that person to be there. Now you got time. Now you get, you know, whatever, bro. Like, commodify this stuff. Do it. You know, there's nothing against that. So anyway, I got real excited on that one because I see people all the time in the group. Oh, you can't sell this. It's like, pff, whatever, bro. You know, sell it. Get it out there. You know, just be honest with people and tell people, look, I'm charging you 10 times what it cost me to make this because you're lazy and your laziness is my money, right? Like, do it, right? Anyway, anyway, gotta calm down for that one. That was a huge rant. Get so triggered by that one. People need it. Yeah, people need it. So anyway, Tyler in the house. What's up, Tyler? And he just had some more chicks. Tyler is raising hot chicks with his wife. Hatched from his broody hens. Awesome. Hannah and I are set up in their new area. And now I can use the comfrey instead of bamboo. Oh, can you use comfrey instead of bamboo leaves after the first 5 days? So you're supposed to feed bamboo from day 3 to day 21. Okay. Supposed to feed them bamboo. Why bamboo? Because bamboo is so tough and hard to digest. Comfrey is soft and easy to digest. It's not just feeding them leaves. It's feeding them leaves that are hard to digest for them. That's what's strengthening their intestines. So you can't just swap out to a different leaf. Pick some leaf that's like real tough. Bamboo is great. It grows everywhere. I know it grows in Oklahoma. Find some bamboo, man. It's not that hard. Maybe I'll say, you know, whatever. I don't know. Figured I know you're a plant. I saw your banana growing in Oklahoma. I was like, dang. Tyler sends me texts and of all good stuff that he's doing, and it's awesome. And I really appreciate it. The community that we built through KNF, just hands down amazing. But you can find some bamboo. I guarantee you, Tyler. And email bounced back to me, so I will email through another account. Okay, Willie's trying to come to the class. That's great. I hope you do. And okay. So, oh man, I scrolled way down here. So let's go T40. Okay, back to this. I don't know. I'm missing some things. It's all good. We're going through. You know what? It's also about time to get to Master Cho's presentation, right? I know you've been here the entire time. Watch till the end. Watch till the end. Freaking YouTube, guys. Man, whatever. Do whatever you want. I hope you're enjoying where you're at, and I hope I'm bringing value to you, and because you bring value to me. So thanks. But Gorilla KNF Spring, okay, why not? You can't go to Maui because influencers aren't welcome. Yeah, November does sound like a good time to go. It's perfect, you know, it's after Croptober. People, you know, like, come here. It's worth every penny and then some. It absolutely is. Also, you know, it hugely benefits me as a person, as an instructor, when I get, you know, when you come and I get money from you from teaching, but it infuses me. Plus, like my farm, man, it's just like, oh, it's awesome. Anyway, so, and you know, it's worth it. It's worth it. And yeah, soil economy is 1,200 plus transportation and meals. Like everything costs money, right? And getting here in Hawaii, I was looking at what Hawaii costs, and it's like you got to add 80 or costs like 80% more to be there. Hey, thank you, Cyclopath. That's awesome. Hey. Well, I love super chats too. You know, and I'm not just here for like begging for money. Kobe was actually accusing me of that, and I'm like, what the hell, man? No need to accuse me of that. It's like we all need money. We all need to be compensated for what we're doing. I'm showing up every Sunday, man, and it's fun. I like it. And I'm not just doing it for the money. I mean, I sort of am, but not really. Right? I mean, yeah, I like if I didn't have money come to me, I couldn't do it, right? Because I have other things that I need to do. But it's not like I'm just doing it for the money. I'm not trying to be an influencer or whatever. Like, oh, once they become an influencer, turn out. It's like, hell no. Thank you. It's just like, you know, oh, it's great. It's great. You know, and anyway, I really, this to me more is about the love. So anyway, let me stop ranting about all that because it's kind of funny and I'm sort of embarrassing myself because, you know, when I get into that whole mode of like all this, it's like, I'm just trying to give value to you, let you know you're a revolutionary, let you know you're on the front line of this World War III, that you yourself can make a huge difference by just putting IMOs in. But, oh, Willie's coming from New Zealand. Heck yeah. Yes, Willie. It's going to be awesome. Hey, thank you guys. Hey. All right. So thank you. You're making me blush. You guys all just, when it's like it reciprocal, it's like, whoo, it's great. But let me get to the moment you've all been waiting for. I know you just like got through all this of being like, I'm a revolutionary. Okay. But let's go to Master Cho's presentations, because really this is the nuts and bolts, butter and milk, butter and bread of what I'm talking about here. And this is the value that I want to bring to you, right? This is my revolution. This is my contribution. This is what I'm trying to stay true to Master Cho and honor him and honor everybody. So what better way than by taking his presentations and showing what he wanted to get to you? So last week, here we're at thank you here. We're on slide 210. Oh my gosh. And it looks like we're about three quarters of the way through at 210 slides. But last week we went through a super exciting what the heck were microorganisms. We went over all these reasons of why, microbes make good soil structure, tilling makes terrible soil, what happens to your plants when you have good soil versus junk soil, how fast microbes reproduce, what happens when you get microbes in your roots together and how things flourish. Just from tropical, I think it said topical application. I don't know how these all interact with each other synergistically. This weird genie thing talking about roots being way better and how root hairs actually feed your soils. So if you missed it, go back to last week's episode. And while I'm on it, why not also spam that KNF support? It's linked from Pure KNF Foundation, which is, sponsoring this. Pure KNF Foundation. You go right here, KNF support. Click on that guy. It takes you here. You go here and you go to the office hours and you're like, wow, I want to check out last week's. It's right here, May 28th, right? Yeah, that was last week's. Right there, you can go over that presentation. So that's how you do that. But let's get into it. It's natural farming with pigs. Am I going to have enough time to cover this? No way. It's really long. And I only left myself 8 minutes to do this. Why? Let's just go to the end. Oh, that was fun. We're done. Ha. No, let's go back to the beginning. Okay. Not to the very beginning, but to the beginning of the pigs. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a multi-episodic thing unless I start earlier. But I love interacting with you guys and ranting. Hope you enjoyed it. And the mandates. Oh yeah, natural farming by pig. I think he means natural farming with pigs. But look at that pig. He's explaining it probably better than I do. Because the pigs, truly, you want to learn natural farming, put a chef hat on your pigs and a little apron and give them some gloves and a whiteboard. And your pig will teach you everything. If you're skilled enough to get a hat and an apron and gloves and a whiteboard to your pig, then you truly are a skilled natural farmer, and you're probably doing it right already, so you have lots to learn from the pigs. But let's not get distracted. Let's get into the principles of the livestock. And so most people's livestock principles are to kill, keep the pigs alive with as little cost and as little infrastructure as possible. Natural farming, on the other hand, is completely different. So let's bring the right hand in. Oh, yeah. It's all about harmony, respect, and welfare. Look, you're raising animals. If you're not respecting them, you're not giving them harmony, you're not giving them welfare, you're not giving them respect, you're torturing your animals, you're killing them. You're just like, you got meat out and and they came with disease and you had to pump them full of antibiotics and vaccines and all these things just because you're terrible conditions, right? So the innermost part is harmony, right? You want to work with your animals. It's actually a better translation of this would be symbiosis. And symbiosis of the environment, right? Nature, weather, soil, and livestock. So you're working with how the soils want to work. You're working with the weather, right? like how the barn naturally gets the airflow. You're working with nature by orienting it the correct direction. You're working with nature by putting the pigs on soft floors. You're working with nature by respecting them, getting them airflow, giving them sunlight, all these things. You're working with nature to do this. And that leads to then respect. You're respecting the natural urge of the livestock, which the urge of the livestock is not to stand on a concrete floor all day. I don't think anyone's urge is to stand on a concrete floor every day. It's to stand on a soft floor where they can dig, they can root, they can have their nose, they can go, they can spend time with their kids. They're not locked in a farrowing crate where they're locked against the ground and forced to just be nursed. They can stand up, they can actually oink at their pigs. The pigs will come over and nurse on them. And it's the same true for the chickens. Same thing. You're respecting their urges by putting the designing the environment for them. They get to scratch on the floor. They get to peck. They get to have a roost that respects their pecking order. They have a darker place to lay their eggs. Like all these things. It's respecting their urges, right? You're not building it around your urge to be like, well, we need them to fit in this, and we need the barn like this, and we need spray them down and get the manure out of here and da-da. It's like, no, you're thinking about them. You're designing the pen around them, not around you and your urges, but their urges. You're respecting their urges. And last, welfare. I think I kind of covered all these mixed together of like, they're all kind of the same concepts of like, care about your fucking animals, man. Like, don't just treat them like slaves, treat them like royalty. Like, I'm the slave to my animals, believe it or not. Even though I'm like the superior being, it's only by humbling myself to be of complete service to my animals do I have complete freedom and prosperity and wealth and all this. Because it's only when you're the king and you serve your people, or you're the farmer and you serve your crops and you serve your livestock, that then do you have prosperity. If you think of yourself and you think, we'll just, the animal, it's like you're a tyrant. You got to humble yourself. So, the proper raising space, the livestock barn to fit the livestock, everything, balancing them in there. It's all about that, right? The welfare. So I spent a heck of a lot of time on this. We'll see if we even get through, but this is, condition of the ground, which means where the heck are you going to put your barn? This is one of the biggest things to do. Before you build your barn, think a heck of a lot of where you're going to put it. Just like permaculture. You observe for a while before you just go build things. Just come in like bulldoze and everything. I'm going to put this there, that there. You look and you observe. You see, where does the water flow? Where does the sunlight come? How does the seasons change? Look for at least a year before you do this, But you want lots of sunlight to be able to hit it. And that causes ventilation. You also want a nice breeze, right? You want firm ground with good drainage. You want to put it where it's going to drain away and it's firm. It's not going to collapse your structure. These things are going to last for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You want to put it on a firm foundation, right? And if we learned anything from 3 pigs, it was that to put things on a firm foundation, build them correctly, is going to save you from wolves that blow things down. It's also good to have a fine view and fresh air. If you look at my pigs, oh my gosh, they got one of the best views around. They look out at just, they face the east, the sun rises, they look out, they just watch this amazing, the airflow comes through this tropical Pacific wind as it blows up the slopes of Mauna Kea. Silent and maintaining good quality environment. You don't want to put them in some noisy place, but also if it's quiet around them, they'll be good. I don't know, maintaining good quality environment. That's a pretty Kringlish statement there, but if you can understand that of hey, should be a good quality, don't put them where they're going to eat pollution from a factory next door that's making whatever widgets, right? So that's that. Conditions of the ground. Direction and arrangement. Here you go. Your barn should be within 20 degrees, and this is the split roof showing this, right? 20 or 30 degrees of north. Right. So the best direction is southern and within 30 degrees for east or 20 degrees for west if possible. Right. And I think this has to do with your latitudes and those things of how catching it. But the basic idea is, if you can put it where north is this way, east, I guess east is over here, right? North, east, southwest. My barn's actually crooked compared to this, but I put it completely 90 degrees wrong, but this is most ideal. Why? Because These are the reasons. The east gets the morning light, which comes from over here on the barn, and in the winter, in winter's morning is warm, but afternoon is cold. So the east side of your building is warm in the morning, cool in the afternoon. The west side over here in the afternoon is hot because the sunlight shines deeply. And the south over here, sunshine does not light on the barn deeply because the sun's altitude is high in summer and it is warm in winter due to light on the barn deeply. Man, this is some heavy Kringlish into this one. And north, the sunshine does not light all day due to and dew of north wind is cold in winter. So this is all climactic, I think, and maybe some of this is to Korea. For me, I actually oriented my barn the other way in the tropics. I'm not sure if that was exactly right, but the basic idea, the reason for these orientations are these reasons. That this is when he says working with nature, working with these things, this is what you end up getting here, is these different characteristics of how the sun and the light and the wind and the coolness all come in to affect your animals inside this barn. And if you do it right and you make it with nature, then you will actually benefit versus having to put in heaters and evacuate the air. You can have nature do it all. So it really comes by orienting your barn correctly. And then, of course, the next slide is the flow of convection in the livestock barn. So here he has this kind of winged looking roof. I just built a straight up gable roof. I think that's what it's called, gables. I don't know. But just, I didn't put any curve in mine. That was too expensive. Not going to happen. I just built a Conway greenhouse that was standard build, stamped, approved, engineered, good to go. But it does have the split in the top. The split in the top is important because, as you see, air is drawn in through the outsides. And let me put on this. Air is drawn in through the outsides and through the low part. And it's important where it comes in. And then as this roof heats up from the sun, heating up the metal roof where you don't insulate the top, it's just this metal roof being heated up. It actually sucks the air up and out. And so not insulating your roofs, this tin roof, galvanized iron roof being heated up sucks the air through. It's very important. It comes out the top. This is what creates the airflow. If not, you get nitrogen gas, you get off-gassing here. The pigs get pneumonia. The chickens get pneumonia. You got to have the slit roof for this to come out and draw the air. It also keeps it cool in the summer. You don't need cooling. It sucks the air out naturally. His has this slide in it where you can actually open and close this gap to make it bigger or smaller. Mine doesn't have that because that's a whole bunch of sophisticated stuff that I can't afford. And maybe it's, Bing is suggesting maybe it's called a dormer roof. I don't know. But and the side curtain, so the sliding roof I don't have, but that enables you to get more sunlight down onto the floor to actually have the UV light help to maintain sterility and good cleanly practices inside, which I don't have on my barn. But this is what you can afford. This is ideal. And then again, he has side curtains which can be rolled up and down. So on this edge, this side, your north and south sides, I believe your north and south sides, whatever your sides of your barn are solid. These two sides on this side, that side, but these sides are rolled up and down, meaning that you can change how much wall there is. So in the winter, you roll it all the way down, keep the warm air inside. In the winter, you roll this up and that sucks the airflow in, and you can control the temperature by rolling these up and down. And this is like the ideal barn. You can build something like this. You're going to be amazing. So here's some pictures of it. I think I've actually been to this place in Korea back in the day. So if you go look at some of my old videos, you might be able to see me go to one of these places. But here it is, the split, the curved roof here. This is the side looking at that. Here's looking at their sliding roof. Here's looking at the curtain going up and down to make, the side walls control the sunshine coming in and the temperature, both those things. So, and so we'll end it there. I mean, I know I talked a lot on this, but we'll keep going over this livestock thing here, the characteristics of it. We'll finish this one here. Okay, so we'll finish this slide because this kind of this kind of finishes up the points of the barn. So we'll finish up with this one here. Is there any more barn? Yeah, no. So we'll start there, and then next week we'll start with this reducing production costs. But basically the barn, the convection of bringing the hot air, heating up, brings in fresh air. Pigs love fresh air. All animals love fresh air. It actually keeps them healthier. So that adds to the livestock welfare. The sunshine, if you have that split roof and or the sun comes in through the sides, which is majority how mine operates, the sun comes in through the sides. In the tropics, man, it's different too. But they have enough for a sun bath. They get to enjoy the warming up in the sun. Especially chickens love the bath in the morning. The sun will be coming in and they'll be doing dirt baths in the sun. They love that. The ground management environment, such as wild, no idea what that means, but that sounds like it adds to their welfare somehow, right? I don't know what that means, but it just means, I don't know. To me, it's you're going to boost up your area. It's you're not going to have liquids and whatever going out. It's like, but put it in a place where it's going to have these things. And proper raising place, training, frame, and organ. I don't know what that means either, but you're building a thing where, I think that if you raise the pigs properly, they have good frame, like good bone structure, and organs. They have healthy organs because they have, access to sunlight, good water, good feed, good environment. They're going to actually not have I went to this other pig farm and there were like pigs wheezing and dying and just like killing each other, like stepping on each other in the dark. And it smelled like high hell of just the worst smells you can imagine. And they have to breathe that in every day. And, animals have better smell than we do. And it stunk to me. It's like, you're going to make the animals smell that all day? Like you are torturing these animals. So anyway, good airflow, all these things make a whole heck of a lot of difference. And you'll have healthier, better animals that then are happier and taste better and produce better IMOs for you and all these things, like all combined. So I know, integrated animal farming is one of the most important parts of natural farming. And if you do it right, you can do it really well. And, and then the meat for the pigs, it's like healthier, it's better. It's actually health food for you. And you're not doing CAFO farming, so you don't have any of this ethical concerns. It's like anyway, I could go on and on about why I love it, but it's because I've been doing it for the past 12 years. It is awesome. My pigs are so happy, and I just love them. And I'm so glad that I found this method of farming because I wouldn't want to be torturing animals, and I feel like this is one of the best ways. So with that, I'm going to go back to here, transition back to this. If there's anything left to say today, it's just that thank you, Master Cho. You're amazing. I don't know where I'd be without you. I really, appreciate him. And if you come to learn from me, I'll come teach you as best as I can. His methods, true to him, semper veritas, always truthful, trying to just give you the best and the greatest stuff, sharing these things. Thanks for tuning into the office hour. If you want, share this stuff. It's kind of funny. Clip it, send out, show people, not that I want to be famous or anything, but the true revolutionary, the true solutions, the true things we can bring to people. Do it where you're at, spread the microbes, be a good person, bring yourself into order, and we can really literally change the world. Like the I Ching said this morning, like we are on the cusp of great things happening. Bring yourself into order, and the outer order, the outer chaos will just, so help me to do that, help you to do that, work together, be good people, good little capitalists. And then you'll generate so much prosperity, you'll have to give it away to other people, right? And then that is like the ultimate voluntary communism, because through ultimate capitalism. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Thank you. I love you all. I'm going to go switch over to this dream finish scene, and then I'm going to drop the curtain. So thank you. Yeah, love to the family. Love to everybody. Thanks for all tuning in, doing your thing. I'll see you next week, 9 a.m. I think I'll be here. I'm pretty sure I will be. All right. Bye now.